Not start for a couple seconds?
It takes a couple seconds for them to actually like talk.
Speak up, yeah.
I think it's like 18 seconds in.
Yeah, okay, let's see. We're 14 in right now. 16, 17.
Hi.
Dude, you got it on the mark.
Oh, wow, that was a guess.
Thank you for taking the time.
Literally, it was 18. Oh, sorry about that. I don't know what's going on with the buffering here.
And to listen to us today. Vox and Ike are also present here with me.
Okay, let me pause this for 2 seconds just and let it load for a second. I think it's all right, though.
We would like to take some time to address the events surrounding Selen Tatsuki's contract termination.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
I want to say, okay, this is starting out like a hostage video, Gator. Like,
right. It seemed very weird that, it's a black screen. They're talking very low. It almost it sounds like they're reading off of a statement too.
Yes. And I think they're only showing what they want them to show and only saying what they want them to say, which is why, like, if this was any other, if they were on screen or whatever, which they don't never show their identities, right?
Right.
You'd probably see them reading.
And not only that, but it was timed to drop the moment that Dokibird's stream went live.
Yeah. By the way, someone posted legal minds she interviewed Doki sometime. I would do it. And if she wanted to do it. Now, I will say this. I would advise against it if she's planning to sue. If she's not planning to sue, then it's fine. Or if the legal matters are concluded. But the thing is, and I'm more responsible than other YouTubers are about this, understand that your YouTube comments can be used against you. So
just like Nijisanji's comments can be used against them. If she were to come on here and give information about the case that could hurt her, it could be totally used against her. You should never talk publicly about legal stuff unless it's something that, you can totally disclose and it's not going to come back to bite you.
Yeah, I would not want to hurt her in any way, right? And that's obviously a hurt her case or any client's case, right? I just don't, I know the danger of that, so I would not do that.
Office, we have discussed with Any Color staff and our legal team about what we are able to say. However, due to how sensitive the situation is, please do keep in mind that there are limits to what we're able to share. Both we, the livers, and the company have been affected deeply and are taking the situation very seriously. Everything that will be discussed has been approved by our lawyers or is based solely on our personal experiences. Before anything is discussed, there is something very important that we, Nijisanji En, feels need to be made very clear.
So here's another thing too. You're making the VTubers
give the company
represent the company. Do you understand how fucked up that is? That's extraordinarily fucked up. You're putting a VTuber in a position that is not their position. This should be something done by the corporate counsel or done by the PR person or done by the CEO himself, which we're going to see the CEO video. It's quite different, right? And this is on her channel. Yes, I know it's on Alira's channel. It's 1.1 million. You're making these people do it. It's fucked up to do this to your employees. It's wrong, right? This is wrong. Now, is it illegal? Well, not by itself, right? But is it wrong? Yes. And what they probably did, she said she volunteered to do it, but let's be honest, it's voluntold, right? It's voluntold.
Right, you have three people, and one of them has to bite the bullet and be the one that puts it on their channel. Vox, in particular, he is like the one of the biggest in all of Nijisanji. So if he were to put it on his channel could conceivably take the biggest hit and would hurt the company the most. So it's kind of funny that they picked who they picked because it did, comparatively speaking, the least amount of damage to the company as a whole, even though it did a lot of damage. We're talking from their perspective, their line of thinking.
Yeah. They definitely would have thought of that. They're like, okay, let's who's select. So she's the smallest of all the three.
I believe so. I have to double check.
Okay.
Yes.
Do not condone harassment of any kind to any of the parties involved. After discussion with the members of Nijisanji En as a
which they have to say they're legally obligated to say because a lot of these platforms like YouTube, they have policies against things like brigading, right, and harassment. And we all know what happens, right, Gator? We all know what happens when anytime there's a fight, even a perceived slight, the fans attack, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So
fans
like,
are vicious.
They're more vicious, right? Like I would say like Doki's, I would say it's kind of fair that like Doki probably wants blood less than the fans. Do you think that's kind of fair to say?
By far, yeah. Everything that she said, even at the worst parts of this, has been, hey, look, like, I'm not going to say names specifically. I'm not going to talk about anybody specifically. I don't want you guys to mess with anybody. And she said flat out, she's like, I went through all of this bullying and harassment. I don't want you guys to do it to other people. I want you guys to just, stay positive and support, the people that you like, and, just leave people alone. That was kind of a summary of her statement.
Yeah. Which, once again, that's pretty neutral and pretty fair. Let's go.
Collective, I volunteered for my channel to be used for this stream.
Volunteer distribute.
Additionally, we've been told that there will also be a video releasing regarding the situation from Tatsumi-san directly a few hours following this stream,
which we will watch.
But what we say on this stream is our own words and our own feelings
that were clearly checked by lawyers. Let's stop the cap. Like, there's no way that this is like, oh, we're just winging it here. 0% chance that they were just winging this statement. This
for people that play characters,
no way.
They're really bad at hiding it in their voice.
Yeah. Let's continue here.
I would like to first apologize if my silence on the matter has caused any worry. Over the past month, staff received documents from Selen's lawyer containing examples of her claimed experiences under any color. These documents in question included personal information of some livers, and when it was sent to us, we learned that there was a potential that this information could be made public. Some of the information poses a risk to our personal safety and puts some of us at risk of doxing.
Okay, stop there. Okay, so personal safety and doxing. Okay, so what, like, to me, factually, so the information they're talking is information that was exchanged between lawyers and to the company. There was no threat of doxing there. There was no threat of public exposure, right? There was no, as far as we know, right? I have not seen any proof of that at all whatsoever, right? At all. If anything, I think probably Selen has more reason to be worried about doxing than the Nijisanji livers, like these three Nijisanji livers, because they clearly don't give a shit about personal information. They're just passing it around and not really caring who they give it to, right? It was intended to be, in at least Selen intended it to be between the lawyers. They thought that it was between the lawyers. It clearly wasn't, right? And we talked about in the beginning of the stream, and I know there's 3,000 people almost on right now because there's 2,841 here on YouTube, and there is 126 on Rumble. So we've got 3,000 people watching. So let me say this again. Japanese do not have the same confidentiality ethical expectations as lawyers, or just in general, right? So they definitely shared this out company-wide, right? Even though this was something that was supposed to be between the two. And I know there might have been a signed agreement, but that signed agreement probably didn't mean the same thing to both of the lawyers, right? And what they might have done is, and this is what they might have done, they might have said, oh, we can't share all of the information, but we create a summary or we create another version, right? And lawyers often do that. So maybe they took the information that was shared and they created another version and they shared that with everybody. So that could be the thing. Now that's speculation. That's me speculating, but that's another very feasible way to break that down. Let's continue here. Once this decides to load with my Thai internet
Notably,
problems.
One section of this document alludes to where Millie and I live. However, there are also harmful claims Selen made in the document
right there,
about some
real quick.
livers' personal information.
Because she accidentally, before she was talking about everything kind of in a general sense, like some people were included in this document regarding all this harassment and bullying accusations. And then she says, oh yeah, me and this other girl, Millie, are named specifically. So she's already fucked up.
So does that imply? So I guess the implication there, correct me if I'm wrong, is that she might be one of the ones that was like documented as a harasser.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of the implication and the speculation is that she's one of the chief parties in this entire thing, and that's why it was on her channel.
Right. So like obviously that's why she's taking the hit right now, is because she's culprit probably number one. She's most suspect, right? For somebody who volunteers,
and she has the smallest channel of them, of the three in this stream too.
Right. So it makes the most sense. Let's continue.
Information that we believe are simply untrue. I felt threatened and scared of speaking out about the situation because of the risk that it could pose to not just my own safety, but the safety of those around me as well. I'm very sad that this is how everything had to turn out, and I deeply apologize to all the fans who have been affected through this time. When Selen had posted the tweet about her cover being privated, several EN members reached out to Selen, and we expressed our concerns. We were genuinely concerned, and we wanted to understand the situation, as we were all in the dark about it. Once she notified all of us regarding her hospitalization, we immediately reached out to her, each other, and her manager to confirm her safety. Her manager also immediately reached out to her and her emergency contact, and kept us updated throughout the entire situation as well. It's been a very tough time for a lot of us, and I'm honestly not sure what else to say, but thank you again for everything, for waiting, and thank you.
Okay, so her statement, just summary there, really didn't say much except for, outing her there, as we said, kind of like outing her there as a suspect. And also just understanding that, look, yeah, you can be concerned, but what did you actually do for her, right? How did you help her? How did you back her up? I mean, there's not much meat on that bone. A lot of general statements with not a lot of specifics. So let's go on to the next one.
Thanks, Alira. You're right.
Worries.
Yeah, it has been a really, really tough time, and it's had an effect. I've noticed it's had an effect on everyone. It's had an effect on me too. So I'm joining this stream to talk about my experiences with Selen, to lend some of what I know to help you all understand the context of this a little bit better. I know that a lot of you watching are going to have your own views and opinions on the situation, and so all I would like to ask is that you can take the information that I'm going to present at face value, if you can.
So real quick, Gator, this is the big, in chat can help me out here too. Is this the biggest VTuber? Like, is this the big guy? Okay, this is the most popular guy. Thank you for educating me.
So, this recent situation began when Selen claimed on Twitter that her most recent song cover had been made private by staff, and she gave no context or reasoning as to why. In actuality, she had been asked to send the content of her music video to her manager in advance.
Hold on, I'm pausing this. We got evidence here. All right, let's go. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, we got evidence here. All right, what do we got here? Okay. Here's when she sent it: 8/3/26/12, December 21st, 24th, 2023. She sent the cover video check there. 25th. So this is a day later.
Yeah,
a day later. She sent this in the morning. Yeah, this is the next evening. They respond, sorry for the late reply. They acknowledge their reply. Since this video included X livers, it will cost more time to get me confirmation. The audio is okay. Okay. 3, I don't see much here. They've got a lot blacked out. So why is this released before I get confirmation, Selen? For the video set to private until I got confirmation. There's also a chance that you might need to adjust it before setting to the public. Also, before you post anything, explain about it. Please confirm with me, Selen. And then 6, she posted this saying, I apologize to management, but has private this song. Please feel free to re-upload. Since a lot of money and effort was done by so many dragoons, I'm really sad this happened on Christmas, but somehow you guys will still be able to listen to it in some way. So interesting here. Yeah. So seems like this fits the narrative. They were dragging their feet on this, right?
Right. But to their narrative, they're saying that, oh well, look, we didn't have enough time to go through all of this stuff, and she was being unreasonable. That's kind of their take here. They're trying to say that, well, she could have waited and we would have approved it, but we had to get through all of this stuff first.
Yeah. We would have done it, but right. It seems like a CYA one, right? And once again, the response could have been like, "Hey, Selen, it's got X livers. Remove it, and then you can post it." Right? Just answer that. Like just give that answer. Period.
And chat's wondering about the timeline. They're trying to make it seem like all of this was just like a spur of the moment thing, but like we talked about earlier, this video had been a project for a year, so it's not like they knew about it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, and that's where the black company side comes out, right? Once again, I'm saying, like, trying to litigate solely over this, like not approving it fast enough. That's going to be a hard case for Selen to make in Japan, right? To be honest with you guys, but it goes strongly towards this being an abusive pattern of behavior towards Selen, right? Where they could have handled this better. They could have addressed this in a better way, right? Than dealing with it this way. It's a shitty way. It's a shitty company move. Very shitty company move. And it's now been aired. Here's the other thing too. It's been aired for everybody to see, right? They've put out their dirty laundry, these DMs, right? And these DMs can be used against them, right? This can be evidence as well. So stupid move on their part. Continue here.
The release date, so it could be checked for content, etc., which is something that all livers agree to do. Her manager communicated with her about this very clearly, but she released her cover without giving management time to check it, and as a result, it needed to be made private. It was going to be made public again once the checks had cleared. Management absolutely intended to let her release the cover once they'd made sure that it was okay to release. It's very important to establish this pattern of events had happened before on multiple occasions, including her Fall Guys tournament in August of 2023, a voice pack in May of the same year, and an outfit contest also in May.
Do you know any about any of those other events, Gator? Like in some of the facts about those other events, or whether what he's saying is true or bullshit?
Yeah. So she held a contest because she wanted fans to design her new outfit.
Sure.
And Nijisanji's management didn't want to like actually pay anybody that did any of those designs. So ultimately, she ended up having to pay them herself. And she had tried to hold an event with multiple other VTuber companies where it'd be like a little competition. And at the last minute, Nijisanji pulled the rug out from that too. So it builds up a pattern of behavior where Selen tries to do something that she's trying to promote herself, get herself out there. She's trying to promote her fans, make her fans feel like they're involved, and at every step of the way, Nijisanji management seems to step in and pull the rug out from under her.
And the one thing I have heard is, like, as a folks, the commentators, me listening to a lot of commentators, the one thing I've heard maybe is a fair criticism of Selen, or I don't know if even this is a criticism or if this is just a comment on her personality type. And I think she's even said this herself in her videos, is she's not like the typical VTuber. She's not like the typical corpo worker. She seems to be more like independent minded, right?
Yeah.
And that's just her personality.
And it probably goes back a lot towards her personality, her time playing Dokibird. She's always thinking about, like, what can she do to like make things better, to grow her channel, to put more content out there. She's very content grind mind oriented, and
she's just not a corpo. She's not a corpo employee. And look, I identify with that because look, I'm the same way, and I know that about myself. I cannot work in a hierarchy where I have these incompetent fucks above me. And yeah, we got to cursing right now. Sorry, guys. Smash the like button. We're almost at 2 hours. I can really curse when I get to 2 hours, but like, I can't deal with incompetent people who are above me telling me what to do and stopping me from doing things. So I understand where she's coming from, right? I definitely understand that. And I would have in her shoes, I would have worked to get out of this situation to, I guess, graduate like ASAP, because that would allow you to kind of just fly and do your own thing, right?
Right.
But
and of course, you know, and it's also like a lot of the VTubers, you know, they're scared to leave the company because they don't feel like they'll land on their feet. You
yeah,
know, I think Dokibird was very, you know, it's kind of fortuitous for that things did turn out the way they did. You know, I wish that things had been better, but you know, she was able to land on her feet and then some. You know, she's very rapidly going to reach the subs that she had on her previous channel, blowing past you know, Alira and some of the other people.
oh yeah,
So,
Doki's doing just fine on her channel, and I think she's gonna soar on her own channel, right? On her own thing where she controls it, she gets to control what she does, right? And I think she'll be much happier, which is ultimately the best thing, right? I mean,
right,
that's ultimately what we want for everybody.
that's what we all want. A citizen of Canada is also subject to the same law, and they're a lot easier to reach legally than a Japanese company would be in Canada.
Ruh-roh. Now, of course, by the way, you can reach Japanese company through Canadian courts. I mean, there's ways to
Right.
serve Japanese companies. I have done that. It's possible, right? And also, they have assets in other companies. They want to do business in those countries, right? They don't want to get banned from Canada, right? So,
Right.
like, obviously, Nijisanji is not trying to, you know, is not trying to get sued at any jurisdiction. But that said, an individual is at a way higher risk. Al Mori says Alira has already fled to Japan. Well, once again, we talked about the visa situation. That's tenuous as fuck, because then, you know, you're
Right.
kind of reliant on these people entirely. And if they cut you loose, like, you're screwed on your visa. So
You get like
good
2
luck
weeks
with
to
that.
find a new job, and if you don't, you're
Right.
deported.
You're deported, right? People don't understand how the visa game works, and that's a big issue over here in Asia. And that's also like a sort of Damocles they use over you. So, you know, I don't envy her for that, right? Like, look, there's pros and cons. I'm very honest about it. And I have another channel, Go East Gentlemen, for folks who want to move to Asia. I talk about this all the time. I'm very realistic about the pros and cons of living in Asia. It is not for everybody. It's not easy. And there's a lot of trouble for foreigners. It's not so simple. So just fleeing to Japan is not necessarily a solution to all of our life's problems. In America, the legalese that they put out, well, you know, we need to talk with our lawyers about this, or this is under consideration, or this is a sensitive topic, right? We'll get back to you. That's what we do constantly in America. That's corpo speak in America. Look at this this is nuts. This is insane from a Western standpoint to look at this. Of course, once again, Nijisanji, Japanese company.
Zion was right the whole time.
I love people in the chat. They're like, Zig Zion. I love it. The Gundam reference. Guys, you know the way to my heart is Gundam. Zig Zion. I'm like, oh yes, you guys know the way to my heart, even though it's probably just the statement, right? The thing, but it's so good. It's so good. I love weebs.
They're gonna drop
continue.
a space colony on Nijisanji.
Oh yes, let's do it. Let's do it.
In each of these situations, Selen would be working on one of the projects I mentioned. She'd be given clear communication about confirming certain aspects with staff, as all other livers receive and comply with. And each time, she would refuse to cooperate. And when staff would react appropriately, she would make public statements that would hurt Any Color's reputation. And as these situations kept occurring, myself and other livers felt very upset and anxious. We felt that these statements harmed all of us as a group.
Okay.
Excuse me.
So
it's this context that I hope explains why myself and some other livers decided to approach Selen and ask about her handling of the latest situation, which was her cover being made private. So some livers, myself included, asked Selen why she tweeted about the cover in the way that she did, expressing that we felt it was unnecessary and harmful. According to Selen's lawyer, it's this event that they claim to be a buildup of, and what they claim to be a buildup of past experiences that led to accusations made by Selen that she was bullied and harassed. As you can imagine, this is incredibly serious, and I want to state that throughout my friendship with Selen, I did my best to support her in private and talk to her about any problems she might have been having whenever I had the chance.
Well, then this is a pretty fucking big betrayal, isn't it? Right? I mean, like,
yeah, for real.
Just saying, like, look, you're not winning any points by saying you were her friend and then coming out here and just like jabbing her. You know, it's just
like I was her friend, but fuck her.
Yeah, but fuck this girl. Like, you know, come on. That just showing like it's showing your snakeness, right? You know, by trying to appeal to that. Anyways, that's a non-legal point, guys.
Having thoroughly reviewed the documents sent to Anycolor by her lawyer, and based on what I know,
Yeah, see, there it is. Having thoroughly reviewed the documents being sent to Anycolor from her lawyer.
Hold on. Let me play this one more time. I'm rewinding on this.
I had the chance. Having thoroughly reviewed the documents sent to Anycolor by her lawyer, and based
none your business. Yeah, see, there's where this is the biggest thing where I want to know. So I want to see now. I know that Doki said she had a signed agreement, a signed confidentiality agreement. I want to see. I wish I could see that agreement. I know I can't, and I know I'm. We're not. Well, I mean, I could if she paid me, but once again, I'm not her attorney. I'm not privy to it, right? But that said, that confidentiality agreement and how they worded it is going to be all the matter of whether she can be in a breach of contract there, because there may have been a breach of that confidentiality agreement, and whether it's framed as an NDA or whatever else, right? That was between her lawyer and Anycolor, because they should not have been seeing that at all. Now, if I want to give Vox the benefit of the doubt here, maybe it was a summary of the stuff that was sent over that he saw, which might not have been covered by the agreement, because a lawyer who's not careful, and lawyers are tricky bastards. I tell you this as a lawyer, right? We will try to find the gray area and the way around shit all the time. And one way you can do that is you create a client summary. So you might summarize something for your client, but redact or generalize information that can't be disclosed, right? That's possible. But I'm not sure that's what he said, right?
He said he thoroughly reviewed, and here's the thing: he didn't say that he reviewed a document prepared, based on the document or a derivative of the document. He said, I thoroughly reviewed the document sent by Selen's lawyer.
So I think, you don't go with the benefit of the doubt. I mean, I think the burden is on Nijisanji to produce proof that they didn't violate a confidentiality agreement that was signed between Nijisanji and them. I think it shifts the burden. This statement Vox's statement alone here may have shifted the burden to Nijisanji, right? Because I think that may have not been there. But if there's this agreement that, hey, we weren't going to do this, there's a signed agreement. I mean, what Vox said would have violated that, because it wasn't to be shared with other livers. It was not to be shared with the livers. And in fact, we have other statements that nothing was shared with the livers. Let me see if I can find that real quick. I think I had it here real quick. Is it? Oh, wait, hold on. I think it's this one right here. Let me share this one right here. Okay, this is a different tab, and this is a different statement that was brought up. This is by Nijisanji EN official, right?
Right.
In a stream earlier by our livers, it was mentioned that parts of information received from Selen and her lawyer were shared to them by Anycolor. As mentioned in the stream and in the notice published by Anycolor, Selen and her lawyer claimed the livers affiliated with Anycolor Inc. were involved and that they will hold them legally responsible. They mentioned the possibility that they will hold livers affiliated legally responsible. Well, I mean, they have the ability to do that. So yeah, okay. In order to check the validity of her claim, Anycolor shared only necessary parts of the information sent by our lawyer with our livers line of internal investigation. That's not what Vox just said.
Right, and this is the problem that they had. That he
That's a
said,
conflict.
I thoroughly reviewed the document sent by Selen's lawyer. He didn't say necessary parts. He didn't say only the part that was relevant to me. He said thoroughly reviewed the document.
This is one, by the way, yes, everyone's saying it, and I agree. This was 5,000% written by a lawyer. I know lawyers speak when I see it. This is some fucking lawyer speak, okay? Guys, this is massive lawyer speak here. This is 100% written by a lawyer. Look at this. To begin with, Anycolor has not made any confidentiality violations. The lady doth protest too much, right? Why would you ever say that? By the way, the human mind doesn't really accept not very well. So you kind of read that as Anycolor has made violations. I know there's a not in there, but this is just a writing thing. Don't put not in things. Put instead you would say any color has protected confidentiality instead of has not. This is definitely.
It's better to write it in a positive way than a negative way.
Yes. And they're telling on themselves again and again. Here, however, regarding the specific information documents which Selen lawyers requested that we do not share with our livers, with utmost consideration of this request, any color has not shared any information. What I'm afraid of here is they're using the word request. They're not using the word agreement. That's what I'm scared of, because I know Selen says she has an signed agreement, but they're saying it's a request. So this makes me think that they're using the Japanese confidentiality standard, which is this is a polite ask, not a requirement. This is what I'm afraid of for Selen, is that
would be the concern.
Took it as a suggestion, not as a requirement.
Yeah, and it's really hard to know which one without being able to actually pick up the document and read it, which way it went.
And look at this. This is why they made the livers do this. In addition, our livers are not held to any confidentiality obligation regarding the information shared to them by any color. Thus, there are no legal issues regarding the information shared to the public in the stream by our livers. That's bullshit. You have vicarious liability for your employers, now employees, right? Now I know this is technical. It is a technical way around confidentiality to give the information to a third party. But if you're knowingly, here's the thing: it's bad faith. It's contractual bad faith. If I give you, Gator, if I have a contractual agreement with, let's say, if I have a contractual agreement with Nick Rekieta, not to give up his secrets, right? And I give the information to you to expose, I'm still liable because you're acting as my agent. You're my sock puppet, right? It's clear agency theory.
I'm going to release that family recipe, Rekieta, and you can't stop me.
There's the thing is, like, it's clear. It's night and day. So after rigorous legal check, any color hereby declares that it has not made any confidentiality violations while checking the validity of the claims made by Selen and a lawyer with its affiliated livers. What it does not say here, what is not said, is that they did not share it with the management and the other people in the company. So this was definitely shared beyond the lawyers, is what that legal letter is saying to me. What that statement says to me is they definitely shared that to management. They shared that to people outside of the pure legal department. This was not been held as a legal document at all whatsoever.
And then there was the little bit about the livers, like, oh, well, they're not under the confidentiality agreement, so they can just kind of say whatever they want to.
Bullshit.
But there's also a problem with that too, because, as we're going to get to in the speculation aspect of this, there is speculation that they've been acting as liaisons between the English side and the Japanese side. And that would kind of de facto give them managerial powers. And, what would a court decide? Would a court say, yeah, actually, they should be considered part of management? That could make things even trickier for Nijisanji.
Yeah, exactly. If they're if they're now turned into supervisors of Selen, right? They're Selen now. They're the ones that were saying no. They're the ones that are making decisions, and they were doing it in bad faith. Then your hostile work environment claims become much stronger, right? That really strengthens your hostile work environment claims. Yeah, but I'm going to continue with this because I want to get through this, and we've got a lot more to get through here today. But I do appreciate all you guys and also all of the support on all the channels. You guys are freaking awesome today. And obviously, this is going to be a topic that I probably have to follow up with.
And what I know personally and have been told by Selen as her friend, myself and other members vehemently believe these claims to be completely untrue. I feel very confident in saying
investigated ourselves and found ourselves
that the way I and other livers communicated with Selen about this incident was fair and reasonable, especially considering our built-up anxiety over this repeating pattern of behavior. In my opinion, I do not think that it was a form of harassment.
Harassment is not an opinion. It's a legal analysis. There are things that legally constitute harassment. Like as a friend, I don't feel this is harassment. Go fuck yourself. It's a legal analysis. Is it harassment, right? Were you exerting undue control? Were you making her feel uncomfortable based on any of her characteristics, right? And that's another thing, her protected characteristics, right? So because she is a non-Japanese speaker, were you trying to make any comments about that, right? Or push her, because I believe her background, she's Hong Kong Chinese, right? So does not know Japanese. I think one of her goals was to learn Japanese, right?
Right.
So yeah, were you saying, like, were you making her uncomfortable for that? Were you holding that over her? Were you any undue management pressure, right? That could be a hostile work environment, could be a workplace labor claim, right? Could be, right? So this is the difference between somebody who is not a lawyer and speaking, and someone who's just speaking out of his ass. So that was bad statement there.
Also, in the document given to Any Color by Selen's lawyer, it stated that Selen had secretly recorded me in a private voice call without my knowledge or consent. Now, I have absolutely zero memory of what I might have specifically said in that recording, but we know it was on the topic of the tweet that I had made around the time of AR Live's cancellation last year. From what I know, based on this document, Selen had wanted to use this as proof of staff showing favoritism for some members over others, as at the time I wasn't reprimanded by staff having made that tweet.
Just because you weren't reprimanded doesn't mean something you did wasn't wrong. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, okay.
I followed this issue up with my managers, and I was told that they didn't reach out because they didn't want to cause further controversy at the time.
Also, one thing on the recording part, Canada is single party consent. Thank you for mentioning that in the chat, but this is a very good important one. Mm-hmm. It is a single party consent, so she could record it. Now, that said, on a moral point, I understand there's an argument of, look, morally, should you tell everybody when you're recording? Yes, but also if someone's trying to snake you, if someone's trying to fuck you, if this is the only time they've managed to talk to you is to get on the phone, they won't talk to you by email, they won't talk to you any other way, the only frame of reference, in reality, people are going to record you regardless. Right.
And you have to imagine that, this guy is friends with all of the clique that's bullying her. So, he's going to have a private conversation with you. Of course, you're going to want to keep that, you never know when that might come in handy, like right now.
Right. Exactly. If you're being harassed, you're going to do it. Right. So that moral stuff, I get like that argument kind of goes away. Right. It's a sliding scale. It's not black or white. But obviously you have to be mindful of the laws. But in Canada, where she lives, she did nothing wrong. So that's totally okay on her part. Right. Vox can be as salty as he wants to be. Right. It doesn't now saying, does that change with Vox being based in the UK? Well, not unless, if Vox wants to try to drag her into the UK, but she doesn't live in the UK. It's going to be kind of difficult to do. Right. Those cross-border claims like that, that's not going to work like that. It's not going to work.
However, I've been asked to delete other tweets on multiple occasions when I've accidentally broken a rule. In these cases, we're politely informed that when we should avoid tweeting something, we apologize, delete it, and move on. The real issue here, however, is that someone I trusted and considered a friend not only recorded me in secret, but also that these recordings were held without my knowledge for almost an entire year.
Sorry, I just confirmed it. UK is single party consent. Yeah, so everybody in the chat, I see you saying it. UK, England, Scotland, Wales are all single party consent. So there you go. Boom.
The fact that this was held throughout our friendship is really upsetting to me. Until now, I had always looked up to Selen as my senpai, and I felt really lucky to be her friend. Having to talk about this now and see...
I hate how he keeps leaning on that. It's like, just move the fuck on,
Seeing how this has played out is, again, heartbreaking. Selen had told me privately about her disagreements with staff and her managers, and I had done my best to support her and to help her make what I thought were the right choices, even when she talked about wanting to graduate. For context, leaving Nijisanji is always an option for livers. If she had wanted to graduate beforehand, she was given very many chances to do so amicably, and on multiple occasions, Selen had told us she planned on graduating, but would then go back on this shortly after. For example, she told me that she would be graduating on the day we hosted the Prism Cup, but as you know, this didn't happen. She also, after being warned by staff due to her repeated rule breakages in May of last year, told other livers that she was being terminated at that time, when, like I said, she had just been warned, nothing else. Because I trusted her so much, and I listened to her narrative of half or untruths about her relationship with Anycolor, this caused me
So once again, he's saying that they're untrue. So anytime you're like trying to refute, you're having like factual refutations, right? So that's where you're getting into potential defamation cases, when you're getting to factual disputes, right? So you've got all these claims about behavior where it seems like, look, that termination notice where they accused Selen of many things, right? If those are false, then you've got potential defamation, right? Because they've gone and they've damaged her image, her brand, right, by saying that she does all these things, right? Because that will hurt her ability to work with another company, right? So if she, right, and by the way, Gator, everybody keeps asking, you're not muted, right? Your model just kind of like moves its mouth a little bit, like tiny amount.
Yeah, it's my my things look very sensitive. Like I said, it's VTuber kit, so it's not the it doesn't track the mouth like 100% perfectly. So if I lean a certain way, the mouth may twitch a little bit.
Yeah, everyone's like hashtag free the Gator. And I'm like, no, he's free. He's free.
See, if I smile just a little bit too, like this, it like cracks the mouth just a little bit.
Okay, cool. Okay, I'll rewind like a couple seconds because I know this is the best part, guys. I know you're saying it's
relationship with any color. This caused me so much anger on her behalf that I had considered graduating with her in solidarity. Seriously. And I now know.
I mean, that's enough. I mean, I consider graduating with her. You know, what does that mean? You didn't do
the top male Ian Liver and Nijisanji was going to graduate. See, and this is why it becomes difficult to really trust anything that he says, because why? Like, what is his cause for wanting to graduate? So, right? Like, think about it from a logical standpoint. You know, what does he have to gain from graduation when he's at the top, basically?
Exactly. Like you're making bank, right? This is not the time when you graduate, right? You keep going, you keep rolling. Let's continue here.
Oh, that my intense feelings at the time came from omitted context and falsehoods. And that, once again, is heartbreaking. I'm incredibly happy with my job. And even in the face of times as hard as these, I really wouldn't want it any other way. So regardless of how I now feel about Selen having been my friend and having hurt me and my fellow livers in this way, her attempt on her life will never, ever be something to be taken lightly. I recall the moment when I and other livers found out about what had happened, and we prayed for her safety then, and we still do. Regardless of the outcome of the situation, I genuinely want nothing more than for Selen to grow and to be in a safe place where she can look after her health, insofar as me and the rest of EN can heal in our own way too. To those of you watching this stream, please leave her be. Harassment of any kind is vicious, and it's insane, and it has no place in this community. That's all I need to say. Thank you.
Thank you.